vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. It's an immense joy to be back with all of you. There was a small break because of my personal health and also festivities, two in one, owing to which we had to take a small break. But then we are very, very happy to be back in the association of all devotees. Thank you very much for coming. So we have to resume 1-4 because Vishwambhar Kripa Prabhu told me he took some 2-3 verses together. So I wanted to ask all of you as to what am I supposed to speak. I'm waiting for instructions. Don't know. Wow. Okay, we'll request Dayami Radha Prabhu. She's the coordinator. Please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please forgive me. I didn't attend that class, so I thought he only did one verse.
Okay, fine. We'll quickly do the others. Okay, we'll quickly do the others because the regular listeners were not, and it's not even recorded. So he has done 3 shlokas, but then we will quickly do that and then we'll move to the shlokas from where he is left. Okay.
Thank you,
Prabhu,
Prabhuji.
you did 3 verses, right?
Yes.
2, 3 and 4. Okay, we'll at least go through the translation. And if there is anything to explain, then we can go 5th. Okay, I need 3 devotees who will read through the translation. Yes, Prabhu. Go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shonika said, O Sutta Goswami, you are the most fortunate and respected of all those who can speak and recite. Please relate the pious message of Srimad Bhagavatam, which was spoken by the great and powerful sage Sukadeva Goswami.
Yes. So the first statement which was made was to encourage Sutta Goswami. They were wanting him to be encouraged to speak Srimad Bhagavatam. And how they wanted to give him, now they give him the instruction. Bhagavatam appears through 3 means. I call it the 3 eyes. Number 1, Bhagavatam appears by inspiration within the heart of the speaker. The speaker chooses to speak out of his own accord. Just like Lord Shiva, he was inspired to go to the Prachetas. This comes in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. These Prachetas were performing austerities underneath the ocean. So he was so inspired to go and speak Bhagavatam to them. Okay, I wish to come and I wish to share Bhagavatam. So he spoke one aspect of Bhagavatam, Rudra Geet. Many times people think Rudra Geet means it's glorification of Shiva, but actually Rudra Geet is Shiva glorifying his master, who is Krishna. So he was inspired to speak Srimad Bhagavatam. The second way Bhagavatam manifests is by sincere inquiry. I for inquiry. So Parikshit Maharaj had questions. Yes, he wanted to know what are the duties of a dying man and what are the duties of a person in general. He had these 2 most pressing inquiries. Tammo payantam pratiyantu vipra ganga cha devim dhridachittu meshe dvijopasrishta kuhakas takshakova jashatvalam gayatu vishnu gatha. And then he gave a disclaimer. Let the takshak bird come and do whatever it likes. It wants to burn me, it can burn. I'm going to sit here. Tammo payantam pratiyantu vipra. I'm here coming and taking all of your association. Ganga chu devim dhridachittu meshe. On the banks of Mother Ganges, I am sitting down with Dhrida Chitta, with complete determined focus, attention, and a fixed mind upon what? Jashvatvalam Gayatu Vishnu Gatha. Let Vishnu Gatha prevail. Let there be glorification of Lord Krishna. And it is actually Lord Krishna's name is Vishnu. Yes. How many of you know Vishnu Sahasranam? 1000 names. So what is the first name in the 1000 names? Vishwam Vishnum Vashakara. It is Vishwam is the entire universe is Krishna's first name. And the second name is Vishnu. That's his official name. Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu. Yes. who has entered the entire Vishwa and he's staying in every single anu, single particle. He's called as Vishnu. So that's what Parikshit Maharaj wanted. So that is inquiry. Now here, the Bhagavatam is manifested by instruction also, right? By instruction, wherein the sages of Naimisharanya, they are all instructing Suta Goswami, who is their junior. They had experience of their father. So his father was Romaharshan Sut, but Romaharshan Sutta is not glorified. In fact, it is Suta Goswami himself who doesn't glorify his father. He is speaking the katha, right? And when his father's topic comes of Balramji coming to Naimisharanya, what does he say? Adantasya avinitasya vrita panditamaninaha na gunaya bhavanti sma natasya iva ajitendriya. Look at my father, how he was. He had to speak Adantasya, no sense control. Avinitasya, no humility, not humble. Vrita, waste fellow. Pandita Manina, he only thinks he is a great scholar. I very much relate to all these qualities. Na gunaya bhavanti sma, he has no good qualities. Yes, natasya iva ajitendriya. He is just acting, doing a show of being a big speaker. But in general, he is ajitendriya. He is not control his senses. So Suta is speaking the truth about his father. It takes a big deal, right? To expose one's father. In the 10th canto, this comes, this section. That is why the sages of Naimisharanya till now could only get jnana. They could not get bhakti. And that is why when Suta came, they were hopeful. Vayam tu navitripyama uttama shloka lilaya yachranvatam rasajnana swadu swadu pade pade. Oh, vayam tu navitripyama, we never get satisfied. We never get satiated. In material pleasures, you are always satiated, you're saturated, but you never get satisfaction. But spiritual pleasure, you're always satisfied and never get saturated. That is the difference between these two pleasures. So, they're encouraging more. Please, yat srinvatam rasa jnana. Oh, jnana what we got was dry jnana from Romaharshan Sut. But your jnana is rasa jnana. It has so much of rasa, it has mellows, it has taste, there is juice. Right? There was a small girl attending one of our Bhagavatam sessions at one point of time. And this girl had her hands raised when there was question. So I asked this girl, what is your question? She said, I don't have question. This is, what do you have then? I just have a comment. How nice would it be if Srimad Bhagavatam was a subject at our school? I just had that comment. Then I would love to go to school every day. And I like to be there only. Because these topics are so nectarine topics. What they teach in school, it's very dry and they don't even teach properly. Yes. So now they got such a master who's speaking about the topic of mellows, the rasa jnana. Bhagavatam is a rasa shastra. Kalpataro galitam phalam shukamukadam drava samyutam pibata bhagavata rasamalayam. It's a rasa shastra. It is juicy literature. Muhurraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. Anyone who drinks once is going to become a drunkard. Muhur aho. Muhu means again and again. Aho means great. Rasika, you become a drunkard of the rasa. That's what we all should aspire for. So that is the intensity with which Shaunaka is requesting Suta Goswami, now you speak Srimad Bhagavatam, please. We have been waiting for this. This is what we were waiting for, the climax. So after discussing all Puranas, the Puranas are compared to, yes, the Vedas are the desired tree. Yes, the Upavedas are the branches of the tree. The Upanishads are the leaves of the tree. The Puranas are the fruits of the tree. But the other Puranas, they are all unripened fruits. Yes, but Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit. That's why Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam. So we don't eat unripe fruits, but they had to eat. What to do? The previous all discussion, but now Bhagavatam. Yes. Next verse, please read. Sachidanand Prabhu, please go ahead.
In what period and at what place was this first begun? And why was this taken up? From where did Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas, the great sage, get the inspiration to compile the literature?
Yes. So this is the seed shloka for the discussion of subject matter of chapter number 4, 5, 6 up until 7, the first half of 7. So this is the seed shloka, seed verse, right? So Suta Goswami is going to answer these shlokas through this. All right. Now this word Krishna Dvaipayana Vyas, how did this come? So Parashara Muni, he was inspired from within to go. It was a will of providence. Parasara is not an ordinary person. Then we can say we cannot imitate Parasara Muni, because what I am going to tell may be shocking, but you need to understand who is Parashara. Vyasam Vashishtana Prara Shakter Pautrama Kalpasham Parasharatmajad Vande Sukatatam Taponidhim. Who is Parasara Muni? Parasara Muni is the grandson of Vashishta. His father's name is Shakti Muni, one of the very powerful sages. He is the person, Parasara, Vaishishta was going to commit suicide. Why? Because Vishwamitra, out of his fury, had killed all his children using a demon called Kalmashapida. And especially when Shakti died, then he was going to commit suicide. So he went and told his daughter-in-law, please let me go. And suddenly he heard somebody singing the Vedas so sweetly. Small boy singing the Vedas. So where is this sound coming from? In fact, his daughter-in-law's name only became Adrishya, because he was Adrishi, he was invisible, that particular person, and he was the one holding that invisible boy. So she became Adrishya. So there, Shakti Muni was Shakti Muni's wife. She told that it is from my womb that this Vedas sound is coming. Oh, then Vashishta had hope. I will not die. I will not commit suicide. I have some reason to stay. Such a person is Parasara. He immediately, when he realized his father had died because of demons, he was so powerful. Immediately he invoked Advaryu. He invoked fire and he gave Ahuti of all the demons. As soon as he desired 100 demons, immediately died. And as soon as his grandfather Vashishta came to know this, he came, my dear grandson, please stop this. Don't do like this. Don't eliminate all the demons just because one demon killed your father. Don't eliminate their race. This is not proper. Parasara immediately gave up his anger and he became submissive. As soon as this happened, Pulatse Muni came. Pulatse is one of the Saptarishis. Again, Vashishta is also Saptarishi, Pulatse is also Saptarishi, but Pulatse is much more senior. So he comes there and both of them offer obeisances to Pulatsya. Then Pulatsya says, it's not Pulatsya, it's Pulaha. Pulaha comes and tells that just because you have given up your hatred and anger towards demon, this quality is so pleased to the Lord that you will become the narrator of Lord's complete glories and you will write Vishnu Purana. So he manifests, he gets the blessing to write Vishnu Purana. Such a great personality. He goes and across the banks of a river he meets a girl named Matsya Gandha. The name is Matsya Gandha because she is smelling the smell of a fish. But he is inspired to unite with her. And they unite in an island. It's called Dvipa. Yes. And at that particular point of time, lot and lots of mist and clouds they come in and nobody can see their union. Even the Sakshis, out of the 12 Sakshis, only one Sakshi could see their union. That is the Paramatma. The other 11 Sakshis were blinded. That is why Ayana. So Dvaipa Ayana, who manifested in that island where there was a lot of covering of the mist. Krishna Dvaipayana. And the child was blackish in color. That's why it's called Krishna. Krishna is, of course, Lord Krishna. Krishna is another name for Arjuna also. Shri Krishna Krishna Sakha Richa Bhava Nidruk. Our Kunti Maharani sings this last shloka, 1.8.43, teachings of Kunti, where she is calling Arjuna as Krishna and she is calling Krishna as Krishna Sakha. That means you are Arjuna's friend. That's one of the names of Krishna also, Krishna Sakha. So Krishna is also the name of Vyasa. And Vyasa means what? Vyasa is a person who expands the glories of Lord. That is why the speaker, the podium on which the speaker sits is called as Vyasa Asana. It's the sitting place of Vyasa. So I remember when we were being trained to become, we got our initiation, second initiation. Now we said, now you all will give Bhagavatam class. Of course, in West, we don't have such rules, but there in India, unless you are second initiated, you cannot sit on the Vyasasana. So they tell you, now you are going to sit on Vyasadeva's Vyaspitam, Vyasasana. Oh, very powerful. Who does the speaking? It is Vyasadeva who does the speaking. You just have to go and sit there. If you are a good instrument, then the Ukti will come from your mouth. And what is the proof of that Ukti? Powerful Ukti. The proof of that Ukti is that one's attachment in the heart should get cut off. That is the proof of Ukti. Tato dussangam utsrijya satsu sajjutam uddhiman sant evasya chindanti mano vyasangam uktibihi. So this shloka comes in the 11th canto, Aila Gita. This shloka tells that tato dussangam utsrijya, give up the unholy association, throw it out. And satsu sajjeta buddhiman, become an intelligent person by taking association of a devotee. But what kind of devotee? Santa evasya chindanti. Go to those sages, santas, who are having this duty to chindanti, cut. And how do they cut? Mano vyasangam uktibihi. Whatever mental attachment. Mano vyasangam means the attachments. Sangam. Sangam is attachment. Vyasangam means very difficult attachments which are there in the mind. Uktibi, by their speech they are able to cut everything into pieces. That is such kind of association we need. Right? So Vyasa is the speaker because only he can cut such kind of attachments. He is the literary incarnation. He is empowered. So sitting on the Vyasasana it's a big service. Yes. Next. Go ahead. Okay. Somebody interested to read? Or I should read? Okay, yes. Raksha Mataji, go ahead.
Yes. His Vyasadev's son was a great devotee, an equibalanced monist whose mind was always concentrated in monism. He was transcendental to mundane activities, but being unexposed, he appeared like an ignorant person. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
There is something in Shastra called as Avaduta Vesh. Avadut. Now, Avadut means a personality who can externally be misunderstood. There was one Brahman called Avadut Brahman. This Avadut Brahman is Katha, comes in the 11th canto. He has his 24 gurus who are, and Krishna tells this subject matter to Uddhava. And the same personality meets Alarkya, he meets Haiheya, he meets Prahlad Maharaj and Yadu. All of these personalities is their guru, is Dattatreya, Avadut Brahman. So Nityananda is also called as Avadut because externally you cannot understand him. You think he's a madman, but internally he has so much love for Krishna. Nityananda's associate, Miniketana Ramdas, he was also like that. So many times there are three kinds of devotees. The first category of devotees are called as Sanishtita Bhaktas. Sanishtita Bhaktas are those Bhaktas who are performing the duties in the Varnashrama, performing their sadhana bhakti. Yes, but you are not yet purified. In the sense they still have anarthas to go. They have not attained prema yet. They are called Sanishtita Bhaktas. The second category of devotees are Parinishthita Bhaktas. Now Parinishthita Bhaktas, they have attained prema. Yes, and once you have attained prema, there is no need to be in Varnashram. Ideally, there is no need. Yes, what does Bhagavatam say? The Bhagavatam says, the 11th canto, 20th chapter, the 9th shloka. It tells very clearly, Tasmat karvani kurvita na nirvidyeta yavata mat kata shravanadauva shraddha yavan na jayate. Till the time you have developed the complete taste for devotional service, do Varnashram. Avat karmani kurvita. ना निर्विद्यते आवता मत कथा श्रवणादो व श्रद्धा यावन न जाते थे. फुल श्रद्धा नहीं आई, करते रहो, keep doing varnashram. So these people have attained prema. Why do they need varnashram? Loka sangrahe vayam astitau janakadeha. Just like Krishna tells in the 3rd chapter 20th verse. Janaka Maharaj, he set an example. So he's telling Arjuna, you're also a premi bhakta, but just to set an example, you need to be in the varnashram. Right? Yadyada acharati sreshtas tatta devetaro jana. That's the next verse that he says. So to set example, be in the varnashram and do your duty. So these are Parinishtita Bhaktas, Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhishma. Most of the Mahajans come in this category. Yes, Parinishtita, they. But some of the Mahajanas, they are having Avaduta Vesh. Like 4 Kumaras, they are Avadutas. Although they are Brahmachari, regarded as the Chira Kumaras, Brahmacharis. But still, they don't wear any clothes. They have gone beyond bodily concept of life. Avadutas. So Shukadev Goswami is also one of the Mahajanas. Vaiyasaki, Balir Vaiyasaki Vayam. So he is also an Avadut. This is the Avadut Vesh that he is having. And if you see, there are Nava Yogendras who also come. Nimi Yogendra Samvad that comes in the 11th canto. They are also not having. So we don't say they are not dressed. They are undressed. Just like, for example, there is a great sage who becomes angry very fast. His name is Durvasa. Actually, he is naked. If you tell him you are naked, he will curse you. That's why they tell, okay, Durvasa, you are not dressed properly. Durvasa. Vasa means dress. Durvasa means not dressed properly. That's the meaning of Durvasa. Right? So, here in this case of Shukadev Goswami, we call it, they are dressed with directions. All the Disha, 10 directions are the dress. That's how we glorify, we don't say. So people, ignorant people, they all get bewildered. Arey, what is this? In fact, you will see when he was entering into Shukatal, that place where Parikshit Maharaj was sitting across the banks of Ganges, that point of time there were even some ladies following him and some boys stoning at him. Yeah, they were chasing him. Hey, get out, mad fellow, go away. But then as soon as they saw all the sages stand up, they understood, oh, this person must be really a great saint. Otherwise, such big assembly, such an august assembly cannot respect such a person. Right? Yeah. Okay, so now we enter today's shloka. Let's see the purport. Okay, we can finish today. Or at least we can start today. All right. Only I will recite. You all can recite with me with your mics muted. दृष्ट्वानो यान्तं ऋषिमात्मजमप्यनङ्गं देव्यो ह्रिया परिदधुर्न सुतस्य चित्रं तद्वीक्ष्य पृच्छति मनौ जगदुस्तवास्ति स्त्रीपुंभिदानतु सुतस्य विविक्तदृष्टेः. Okay, so this is a verse again that's glorifying Shukadev Goswami to a great degree. So what happened? Once Shukadev Goswami, how he entered into the womb of Vyasadeva, I think today's verse will be preparing the ingredients. Tomorrow we will be going into the purport, deeper discussion. Yes, because this requires a lot of context. And even Acharyas have given very big commentary on the context. Then we will be able to digest Prabhupada's purport. Okay, we'll try. Whatever time allows. Krishna says, Kalos miham, time I am. Let him decide. So, once we need to go to this context. Shiva and Parvati, they eternally have a katha. Yes, Parvati Devi is discussing and asking questions. Yes, usually she is the material energy. So Acharyas also explained material energy has to do so much with tamaguna, ignorance. So he is always constantly asking questions. And Shiva, he is personally Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam. He is situated in Vishuddha Sattva. And he is capable of answering all the questions. And if you look at Shiva's life, he comes only in the time of destruction to do some role. But otherwise, he is sitting Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanam Varan, and he is chanting or he is giving class. These two things. What about house? No house. He is Aniket. He called sages for his housewarming and then gave this house to the sages. You take it. No house. Aniket. Such a personality is Shiva. But Shiva had one small fault. And that is, he would give class, he will close his eyes and speak. So, Parvati Devi was sitting behind and he would speak katha. And how to know the person is awake or not? Parvati Devi would say, hmm, hmm. Just on a lighter note, usually in the material world, the men do that on the phone when talking to the wife. Wife is talking, they do. But here, Parvati is doing the that I'm listening, and Shiva is doing the talking. He's closing his eyes and talking. And somehow, the parrot of Srimati Radharani Shukha, he was, of course, no, he's an eternal personality. He can come from anywhere. You cannot say where was parrot born. He just came. He came to that place where Shiva and Parvati were doing their katha in Kailash. Yes. And there he saw a wonderful katha. Why not? I can also sit for the class. But this is one-on-one private class. Take permission. Okay, if I stop to take permission, I'll disturb the ecstasy of the speaker. So I will quietly listen. So he started listening to the katha, and she was speaking Bhagavatam, the pastimes of Lord. But what happens in Bhagavatam class? We all have experience. I don't know about those who have turned their videos off because I am not able to see you, but we feel sleepy. So Parvati Devi also felt sleepy and she slept off. And Shiva was doing the talking. He was in ecstasy, closing his eyes and talking. And there, that time, Shuka bird, he saw her. She slept off. If she sleeps and doesn't give the sound, then the class will stop. What to do now? So he started giving the sound. Shuka was expert. Radharani Satkala the Pandita, she was also good at mimicking, right? Radharani, that's one of her arts, 64 arts. So Satkala she knows perfectly. So one of the art is mimicry, right? And Shuka is Radharani's trained parrot. So he also knew mimicry. So he started mimicking her voice. And parrot usually mimics, right? Whatever it is, parrot mimics. He started making the sound. So Shiva did not get disturbed. But at some point of time, Shiva felt, I think I should, open my eyes and see my audience if they're awake. Or just to connect. It's very important for that connection, personal connection. So he opened his eyes and he looked at his wife. She is sleeping nicely. Yes, she's sleeping. And demigods, when they sleep, they don't snore. We snore nicely. So he couldn't know also. Yes, she slept off. Then who is making the sound? That was his next question. He saw Shuka is making the sound. Then he was very angry. Hey, Shuka, how can you do this? You came inside my private class. So Shiva started running behind Shuka. Shuka didn't know what to do. Shuka started running. Shiva can easily catch him. See, Shiva, usually in material world, the person and the vehicle, two people, a vahana and vehicle, we can run at what speed? Our peak speed can be something like 20-21 kilometers per hour, that too for few seconds. A car can go 100 kilometers per hour. But in spiritual life, things are opposite. In Gajendra Moksha, when Gajendra called out Narayana Kilo Guru Bhagavan Namaste, Bhagavan started from there. Garuda started. Garuda is the fastest airlines. Nobody is faster than Garuda. But Lord had to tell Garuda, you are so slow. I'll get down, you climb on my back, I will take. My devotees in urgency, you don't understand urgent? I will take you, I'll show you what is speed. And then he takes him. So Nandi Bel, similarly, Shiva is faster than Nandi Bel also. That is same science we can apply. Nandi could travel at Manogati, speed of mind. That was the speed in which Nandi could travel. So how faster Shiva could travel? He could easily catch. But he was not catching because there is a Leela. So Shuka didn't know where to hide. Shiva was coming everywhere. He is Charachara Guru. He knows everything. So what to do finally? So Shuka goes inside the mouth of Vyasdev's wife and hides there. And takes the womb position. And that's how Vyasdev's wife is impregnated. Divine ways. And then slowly her womb grows. And usually in how much time the babies come, mothers have experience. I don't have experience. They say in Shastra 10 months. 10 months, after that there is delivery. But what to speak of 10 months? 1 year passed, 2 years passed, 3 years passed, 16 years passed, still this baby is not coming out. Yes, and then there is a description in Brahma Vaivarta Puran of how Krishna himself comes and he assures this child that now you can come out, don't worry, you will not. Because the child was not coming out because this world is Maya's world. Even in 3rd Canto, 31st chapter, we hear the prayer of the living entity in the womb of mother. Right? How he prays. And he is praying. And our Bhaktivinoda Thakur beautifully has this bhajan, Bhuliya Tumhar, where the Jiva is promising, I will do bhajan after coming out. Pakka, I'll do Brahman, promise. So here he is telling, he is not talking, he is not dealing at all. He is saying, I will not come out only. There is Maya outside. I will not come. Samsaro lagilo bhalo. There is a risk. And that is the time Krishna assures him. And then Shukadeva Goswami comes out and starts walking towards the forest. So there is a time when Vyasdev is worried. This fellow, he is just going to the forest. He has not done his Upanayan Samskar. The Dasavidha Samskaras have not happened. No Namkarana. No Shanka Chudana. Karna Chudan. Kuch bhi nahi. No Samskar. Directly going. And he's Vyas. I have given all this. I have written all this Samskara. He's not following. He's going. And that is the time this particular verse. That is the context for this verse. Right. So Shukadev Goswami was traveling. Drishtvanuyantam rishimatmajam api anangam devya. So devyaha. The one of the way, Devi mane paramasundari. The Chaitanya Charitamrita explains the meaning of Devi. Devi mane dvata mana paramasundari. So there were some very beautiful girls. Yes, very beautiful girls who were there. And what they were doing? They were taking bath. Yes, they were all taking bath. And what did they see? First who was coming, running and coming? It was Shukadeva Goswami was running and coming. And how was Shukadeva Goswami? Nangam. He was not having any clothes. But Drishtva Anuyantam Rishim Atmaja. First Atmaja goes and then Rishi comes. Shukadev is Nagnam. But Rishi is Anagnam. He is not naked. And Vyasdev is such a senior devotee. He is very old. His age. These girls are small kids. And Shukadev is a 16-year-old youth. And what did they do? Hriya Paridadu. They immediately became shy and they covered over the body. They didn't do na sutasya chitram tatvikshya. But when they saw Shukadev Goswami, Sutasya, who is the child of this rishi, Sutasya Viksha, when they saw, that time they did not cover. So ladies have the sixth sense. So Vyasdev was he said, you leave my son, first let my son go. I don't mind. I have a question for you girls first. First you answer my question. Prichati Munau. So Muni is asking question. Hey, and he asked a question, how come you saw him and did not feel shyness and cover your bodies? I am like your grandfather. On the other hand, he is naked also. I am not naked. Yes, I am not naked. I am wearing nice clothes. Why did you cover body only seeing after seeing me? So, the three Jagaduhu. So, even Vyasdev has inquiries. He has given all the Vedic literatures, but he also has questions. Jagaduhu tava asti stri pum bida. Tava asti. You have stri pum bida. Stri is a lady, pum is man, bida. You have to see the difference because you are grahastha. Natu sutasya, but this fellow, he doesn't know what is the meaning of stri and purusha. Why? Because he's vivikta drishti. He has that purified vision. Right? So Vyasdev, you are also pure. We are not saying you are not pure devotee. You are Mahajan, you are also on the list. You are also pure devotee. But please understand you are in Grahastha Ashrama. And in Grahastha Ashrama you have to discriminate between men and women. They are teaching Vyasdev. Can you imagine? Wow, if Krishna wants to give realization, he can give realization from anyone's mouth, including Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Kamsa, they also speak Shastra. And other good souls are learning from them. Anything is possible. Right? So, Stri pum vidanato sutasya vivikta drishti. He is vivikta drishti. So, this verse glorifies Shukadeva Goswami. Right? Vivikta drishti. Did we read the translation? No? Okay, fine. I explained without reading. Okay, anyways, no problem. I wanted to give context, but in terms of context, I explained only. Yeah, go ahead. Please read.
While While Sri Vyasadeva was following his son, beautiful young damsels who were bathing naked covered their bodies with cloth, although Sri Vyasadeva himself was not naked. But they had not done so when his son had passed. The sage inquired about this, and the young ladies replied that his son was purified, and when looking at them, made no distinction between male and female. But the sage made such distinctions.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
In fact, when we are trained up with the Brahmanical initiation, so this is one of the qualifications. Because now you're going on the altar, you have to touch Radharani, Krishna. So we asked, when we were going as brahmacharis going out for grihastha preaching, I had gone to my Shiksha Guru and asked Prabhuji any instruction. He says that you need to see distinction between male and female. But in order to establish this, see the distinction between body and soul. Yes. Understand that ultimately it's a male body, female body. But see the distinction between body and soul. That is the way to go beyond the distinctions of male and female. So we have to be, that's what, so he was a Brahmagyani. So always be aware. So my Shiksha Guru quoted one very beautiful shloka which I later on, I noted it down immediately. I have a habit of noting shlokas and remembering. I said, Prabhuji, please. He said, I still remember. He said that, yes, Tyaja Durjana Samsargam Bhaja Sadhu Samagamam Kuru Punya Horatram Smaranitya Anityatam. He says, Tyaja Durjana Samsargam Bhaja Sadhu Samagamam. The more we are in the materialistic association, the lust within the heart will increase. The more, to the degree we are in this lustful association, because materialist can only give you lust. That's why even two kinds of asadhus, who are they? Asat Sangatyage Vaishnavachar, Stri Sangi Eka Sadhu, Krishna Bhakta are. So Stri is more dangerous than Stri Sangi. So they give you lust. On the other hand, Bhaja Sadhu Samagamam, go in association of devotees. In that association, you will be well protected. And Kuru Punya Ahoratram, day and night do preaching. And day and night do your bhajan. But always, Smara Nitya Anityatam. Remember, all the types of bodies are impermanent. Remember this always. That was the instruction I got. Yeah. So, yes. What I can do right now is there are two very important words which are here. I'll just elaborate that when we will pause the class. So, this particular verse especially explains Nirvikalpaha. This word is important. There are two important words, Nirvikalpa and Vivikta Drishti. Because what is happening here, so before asking question about Shukadeva Goswami, they are first glorifying this personality. We also know about Shukadeva Goswami. And what all we have heard about Shukadeva Goswami, we are going to tell you everything. He is your Guru, but we have also heard about him. Nirvikalpaha means he is completely absorbed in Brahman. And actually, if you read Bhishma Dev's section 1.9, the samadhi that Bhishma Dev attains is called as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Prabhupada explains this. Complete absorption in the Brahman. But here Brahman need not be the impersonal Brahman. What was Bhishma Dev's absorption? Tribhuvana Kamanam Tamala Varanam Ravikara Gauravaram Buddha Dadane Tripuralaka Kula Kanana Nabjam Vijaya Sake Ratirastu Menavadya. See, he was seeing Krishna and Arjuna's Rath. Krishna is standing ahead, Arjuna is standing behind, and Arjuna is shooting arrows at him, and Krishna is driving the chariot, Parthasarathi. This is what he's seeing. And he's telling Arjuna indirectly, Arjuna, you're so unfortunate, man. You're so unfortunate. Arjuna said, hey, Krishna is my charioteer. He is called Parthasarathi. Who is more fortunate than me? Bhishma says, I am more fortunate. Because you are seeing backside of Krishna. I am getting full darshan of Krishna from the front. 10 days I got darshan. Arjuna was the toughest opponent. And just for getting darshan of Krishna, Bhishma used to fight Arjuna. Nothing else. He had no other desire. So similarly, Nirvikalpa Brahman absorption doesn't necessarily mean it is impersonal Brahman. Yes, so his absorption is purely in Krishna after he heard Bhagavatam from Vyas. Right, so that is one aspect. And the second thing the word which is very important here is Vivikta Drishti. So Acharyas explain what is this Vivikta Drishti. So Vivikta Drishti here, definitely the Acharyas explain the women, how young women, especially the Acharyas are explain. I don't have experience of this because right now I'm having a male body. They have that power. Women have a power to know the inner truth of men and women just by looking in their eyes. Yeah. So sometimes my spiritual master will also say, who is a good brahmachari, that Matajis will know. Why? Because they know who is the person who is not chapaladrik. Chapaladrik means his eyes are going here and there looking for something lusty and nonsensical. Right? He is a chapaladrik. On the other hand, who is Viviktadrik? That's the real. Viviktadrik is a person who is focused. That is visible in the eye. That purity is visible in the eye, that this person is not throwing any lustful glances. He is completely pure in his intent. That Vivikta Drishti is a certificate that is given by these young girls to Shukadeva Goswami. So that was a very beautiful point that Acharyas are telling. Tomorrow we'll see the purport, and whatever question answers, please note it down and come tomorrow. We'll close it here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There's one question, Manang Manjari Prabhu. How Shiva knows all Krishna's pastimes of Bhagavatam? To be continued. We'll start with this question tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Hare Krishna.